The Specialist Assault Team, or SAT, is the Japanese paramilitary counterterrorism unit under the National Police Agency. Cooperating with the Anti-Firearms and Counter-NBC Terrorism Squads, the SAT is mandated for counter-terrorism missions and incidents involving firearms or criminals, which require an armed response beyond the capabilities of local law enforcement. The origin of the Special Assault Team can be traced back to September 28, 1977, when Tōkyō and Ōsaka began to train special armed police units as a response to criminal incidents involving firearms. The existing Special Firearms Squad were basic sniper and entry teams, but were only part-time. But in 1977, the Dhaka incident took headlines around the world. Japan Airlines Flight 472 was hijacked by the communist, militant and terrorist group known as the Japanese Red Army. It was realized that Japan was ill-equipped to deal with such an act of terrorism. Following the event, the National Police Agency decided to set up secret, full-time anti-terrorism special units at the Tōkyō Metropolitan and Ōsaka Police Department. The Tōkyō unit was nicknamed SAP, or Special Armed Police. This name was made official by 1982. Information on the unit was highly confidential, and its existence was never officially acknowledged until 1996, where it was announced that these tactical units had been organized. After a year of training with the GSG-9, GIGN and the British SAS, the unit name was changed to Special Assault Teams. SAT is involved in hostage rescue, anti-hijacking, supporting civil police in combat, providing superior assault firepower, engaging of strongly armed criminal groups, and serving high-risk arrest warrants. Members are recruited from riot police units. When the unit was first set up, the members were selected from rangers, rescue specialists, snipers, and martial artists. It is said that they recruit officers under the age of 30 years old. In order to maintain peak physical strength, their period of service is approximately 5 years. Upon recruitment to the SAT, the officer's name is made classified from the roster of active police officers. This is to protect them from being attacked by criminals, extremist, and terrorist groups. After the reactivation of Team Rainbow in 2015, 2 SAT operators were recruited to bring their skills and expertise to assist in the fight against terrorism on a global scale. These operators were named Hibana and Echo. Yumiko Iwagawa, codenamed Hibana, is an attacking operator in Team Rainbow. Born and raised in Nagoya, the 4th largest city in Japan. While her mother stayed at home raising her and her sister, her father worked as a butcher. Being a proud and diligent housewife, Hibana's mother wouldn't allow him inside the house until he'd been hosed down in the garden by her children. Drenched in frigid water and dancing barefoot is a fond memory Hibana often recounts with her friends. From an early age, she was encouraged by her parents to engage in kyudo, the Japanese martial art of archery, or the way of the bow. Within her, this has instilled a groundness and inner sense of serenity, as in modern day practice, it encompasses the spiritual discipline of meditation. When practicing the art of kyudo, the goal is not to hit the target, but to open one's heart and spirit to the technique, as when all is in balance, the arrow will reach the destination. Along with kyudo, she became an adept and skilled martial artist, and at the age of 18, joined the National Police Academy. There she further developed her tactical versatility, and because of her strong, vivacious and witty style of leadership, along with her unique explosive devices, she earned the nickname Hibana, which means spark. She was later recruited by the Aichi Police Department's Special Assault Team, where she flourished and quickly ascended the ranks, due to her charisma and various techniques. She acquired further adaptability in her various training, including proficiency in performing assaults in tubular spaces such as buses, trains, and aeroplanes. A unique and well-travelled individual, she speaks 7 languages fluently, and her other specialization includes being adept at counter-guerrilla warfare. Over her time with the SAT, she has trained with a number of different units, including the FBI, SWAT, and GIGN. Her expertise in gaining entry to high-risk areas and onrush tactics is legendary. She is the sort of individual who inspires others, even when from vastly different backgrounds to herself. The ease at which other operators find themselves in makes her an exceptional asset in a magnitude of situations. Yet she remains gracious and kind, never letting the others' admiration of her to get to her head. Hibana has a solid working relationship with Thermite, who is like a mentor to her. And beside their professional collaborations, they are also, most notably, very good friends. A secret, or maybe not so secretive relationship, seems to exist between her and Pulse. There are a number of indications that this relationship may be serious, including Pulse's invitational charm titled Pulse's Heart, which features the Japanese name Yumiko inscribed on it, which of course is Hibana's first name. Also, there is a photo of the two of them on the fortress, and she appears to be wearing his charm as a necklace. Pulse has furthermore become obsessed with working on being more in the moment, slowing time, and striving to be more mindful of others. He is also valiantly attempting to learn Japanese in order to impress Hibana, which has meant he's been hanging around Operator Echo a lot, much to Echo's annoyance. Specialist Dokubi and Hibana, who often spend a lot of time together in the lab, seem to have a rather tense relationship. While it's not crystal clear where this tension comes from, it may have something to do with their vastly different personalities. Hibana may envy Dokubi's easy self-assurance, just as she did her younger sister. Her younger sibling always appeared to have immense confidence in everything that she would say and do, and she was constantly displaying sureness in her own abilities. And likewise, Dokubi exhibits the same confidence. She has always broken others' expectations of her. She excels in everything she has ever put her mind to, and although there is times she has butted head with her superiors, she knows how to play the game, and she plays it well. Whereas Hibana has always had a sense of grace, calm sensibility, and is universally respected by her peers. But deep down, there lies an unsureness about herself. She has worked hard on her tranquility, focused on her inner quietness, and put forward a stoic persona to others. So therefore it should come as no surprise that at times Hibana can become notably impatient with Dokubi, who is playful, clever, serious and reckless. Not that she appears to notice, or even care. While attending a special operations conference in Jordan, Hibana met Thermite, a pioneer in brimstone BC-3 exothermic experiments. She collaborated with him to develop the X-Kairos, a 40mm grenade launcher. This weapon is capable of firing explosive pellets that can be detonated simultaneously from a distance. Masaru Inatsu, codenamed Echo, is a defending operator in Team Rainbow. On the outer borders of Tokyo lies the city, Sujinami, the hometown of Echo. Although he is an only child and has never had to compete for his parents' affections with siblings, he has never been close to them, even when he was a small boy. If there is one lesson in particular that he has learned from his parents, it is that it is a sign of weakness to switch off, and he has been conditioned to believe that a restful mind indicates a lack of intelligence. His parents have always been somewhat aloof, and he has often joked that a calculator has more emotional range than they do. As a result, he learned from a very young age to be self-sufficient, and became accustomed to working on his own. Over time, this has made him very resistant to working with others, as he lacked many of the skills in how to effectively communicate. And it's of no surprise really, as it's all he's ever known, so he thought that he didn't need anyone else, and his role models only further solidified these ideas. Therefore, it's easy to see why he could absolutely lose himself in the world of robotics. People and their emotions confuse him, whereas robotics is a deeply fascinating subject in which he could put all of his energy and time into without the need of human-to-human communication. It requires time to learn such a specialized skill, dedication, and the understanding of the bigger picture and how to achieve the desired product. So for Echo, robotics was the perfect fit. He could carry out his work in solitude and didn't have to rely on the companionship or input of others. Over time, he learned how to construct and program his own robotics and drones, and began competing in numerous competitions, in which often he won. At Tōkyō Metropolitan University, he studied electrical and electronic engineering, which focused on the development of new technologies, while addressing the issues of sustainable development and the importance of reducing environmental impacts. Not long after graduating, he joined the Research and Development Laboratory at the National Agency Security Bureau, and there he began inventing specific tech that would aid them in the field. He was trained in anti-terrorism and intelligence gathering, and also began designing specific tech that would better aid the Bureau. Joint training experience after the Nagoya hostage crisis prompted Echo to transfer to the Aiki Police Department Special Unit, where his relentless focus enabled him to find creative solutions and alternative strategies. Eventually he returned to Tokyo, where his exceptional mind and intel gathering techniques had caught the attention of Rainbow. He works alongside fellow operator Hibana for the SAT, and over time he is learning to work in a group with a number of operators that is both friendly and is a mutually beneficial dynamic for everyone. However, he still gets frustrated easily by others, and struggles to communicate his ideas or intentions, which at times can lead to high tension and misunderstandings. Nonetheless, he does seem to have developed mutual understanding with Specialist Kavira, as they are both direct and outspoken individuals who believe that those who are offended by them simply don't get the joke. An example is when he was discussing the advice given to him by Specialist Alibi. He confessed that he thought Alibi's suggestions were pretty smart for someone without an engineering degree. Other operators he has worked closely with includes Dokubi, who he has worked with on a number of projects. While they are on friendly terms, they can become quite competitive, especially when trying to outdo each other in the workshop. In 2005, he collaborated with the Hong Kong Special Duties Unit, where he met Specialist Ying, where the two became romantically involved before breaking up a year later. While it's sad that their relationship didn't progress further, it should come as no surprise, as he has few outside interests other than robotics, and consequently only thinks about improving his own operational efficiency. Ying, on the other hand, is easygoing, blends well with others, takes enjoyment in working with a team, and has an effective way of making people feel comfortable and secure. Echo's tactics have often been described as tricky and unpredictable. He is always active and never seems to shut off. This can make it hard to relate to others, as he doesn't recognize the importance of downtime and that everyone needs diversions, especially those in high-stress jobs. No one is disputing his intelligence or his skill. He is clearly an incredibly valuable team member. While his biggest struggle may be relating to others, his desire to explore the AI of his fellow operators by pushing their buttons is something that may be useful in teaching him the social skills that he so surely needs for the future. Furthermore, as much as he may not realize it, and may even try to hide it, he needs these people, and he needs Team Rainbow. They're his family. In an attempt to overcome the limitations of ranged weapons, Echo developed a drone called Yukai. Equipped with an acoustic hailing device, the drone releases disorientating sonic bursts within a given perimeter. On top of this, it transmits a video feed back to Echo, allowing him to keep his immediate location secure. These are certainly slow burners, these videos, but I've had quite a few of you ask me to continue with the series, which is cool because I really enjoy reading up on these guys. Obviously, based on the views, there are more popular groups out there like the SAS and Spetsnaz, generally the larger, more well-known groups. But which individual operator stories have you liked so far? Let me know in the comments. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers!